Hello guys, today I'm going to teach you all about the Vanishing Assault. Here is the close range Vanishing Assault, the medium range Vanishing Assault, and last and least, the long range Vanishing Assault. Let's go from least useful to most useful. The least useful Vanishing Assault variant is the long range. One of its best uses is just resetting the camera when you run away. That's it. You can also use it to avoid beam supers and ball supers. It's a very hard thing to avoid beam supers, easy to avoid ball supers. Now note that every character does have different Vanishing Assault startup frames. So Blue Vegeta does have faster startup frames than Ultimate Gohan. But he doesn't move that much while on his Vanishing Assault, unlike Ultimate Gohan. Of course, you can also just you can also just short dash away from the beam super. Or Vanishing Assault, medium range away from the beam super. Or close range Vanishing Assault away from the beam super. So it kind of has no use. And that really irks me since the game, if you read the lines closely, right? At long range, you move into the opponent with high speed movement. At medium range, you move into the opponent with high speed movement and attack. They're both worded the exact same way. It's that one of them goes to the opponent and the other one does this. Boom. Look at that. I'm moving nowhere but like 1 inch. Devs, please fix this thing. Here's a little idea for you devs. Make it so you can, like, when you Vanishing Assault, like the Z burst dash. The farther away from your opponent, the more ki it takes. I mean, this away from the medium range's range, it takes 1 bar. Makes it like the better Z burst dash, but it takes up more stuff. But as see, this is the close range. It's the one that sends them flying away and has a lot of damage. If you guys do agree with what I said before, let me know down in the comments. If you don't, call me fat, ugly, and stinky. As I am. But the close range Vanishing Assault, the reason I'm putting it behind the medium range because its uses, they're not really that practical. There's this use right here. It's called the punch cancel. Essentially, you Vanishing Assault and press square. That's it. Nothing more to it. Of course, this one is easier on the ground than it is on the air. Because if you do it on the air, it's a very, very tight timing. Guy whip. You know what? See, okay? It's incredibly tight. Probably the biggest timing in the game to do. You know what? I can't do it right now. I'm just gonna pull up a clip of when I did do it. Alright, here it is. Dang. Vanish. And you gotta press square like around right there. Like the second you see them, as soon as you see them teleport in. It's an incredibly tight timing, and it is character dependent because your character rush attack speed and other factors. Now, we should also talk about how this affects non-flyers. Since, did I do it too early? I did it too early. No, I'm just gonna pull up a clip. So as you can see in this clip, non-flyers can do it. I was kind of matching this since my brain does default match. But non-flyers can do it. They're like, as if they're on the ground. Which is cool. Now let's also talk about the Vanishing Cancel. As you see, that's the Vanishing Cancel right there. Essentially, as long as your opponent is inside that tumbling animation, like we did them with a medium charge smash, or a fully charged ki blast, like that, it will send them in a rolling animation, which does allow you to do the Vanishing Cancel. It allows you to cancel any melee action like a smash, perfect smash, rush attack, into a Vanishing Assault. You cannot cancel rush chains, or Dragon Dash smashes, or rush supers for some reason. Even though I do wish you would be able to cancel rush chains, or at least teleport the rush chain with the Vanishing Assault. I think that would be another fun gameplay idea, which would be cool. But note that every character does have different Vanishing Assault fracking types. As you see, Vegeta whiff when I do it, but if I do it with base Goku, it works. So there's two main types, there's the Vegeta type and Goku type. Now note, if I go into Blue Q, exact same combo, I'm having technical difficulties. You know what? I'm gonna peep game and lock in. I might just be bad at this video game. I'm gonna say it, I'm ass. Exact same combo, boom. It whiffs, because Blue Goku turns into a Vegeta type. But to keep it simple and streamlined, I'll call it a fast twitch type. Or slippery type. Now I know that every character does have different cancel times. With Vegeta, this is a lot more cleaner of a cancel than it was with Blue Goku. I don't know why, but it just is. And it does make for a fun flank, which will never work online, since you won't just be holding the button. Of course, you can also try to increase the execution or find characters the best. Either way, that's go on. Always gonna go on. Or I can go on to be exact. Well, let's now talk about one of my favorite things to do with the Vanishing Assault. And that is... Oh. I forgot the CPU is on guard. That is to do this. Oh, what? Sorry. You know, we're gonna try to go. Buttons. Come on. Okay, I swear to God this works. You know, I'm gonna try out the character that I originally did it with. Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Let's see if I remember. Damn, 4Q charges his match dex fast. I keep on forgetting that. So, oh wow. That one did not work. Oh, I'm near by the wall. Let me get him away from the wall. Either way, this is still another way to put him in guard pressure. And they seem like they removed it. See, before the patches, that used to be a way to make your opponent force into a guard and then start matching it will go with true to guard for some reason. But I guess they finally removed it. L Bandai. Of course, you can also do that. Like doing the Vanishing Assault after a fully charged match, it does not cancel anything, it just puts you into medium range. Now, there is one character that does still get the Vanishing cancel on a perfect smash. That character is Hercule, if you couldn't guess. Oh yeah. You know, I'm gonna do the perfect match this time. This is the attempt. This is the attempt right here. I forget how slow it is. Damn, I'm ass. So, essentially, the reason why Hercule is able to do this is because in his perfect smash, he still throws out the rock, which does send him in a tumbling animation like that. Because the actual punch does not send him tumbling. Boom, I did it. And you see there? I'm able to immediately cancel the actual attack. So this is the only way to make Hercule's right hard smash useful, since if not, it's an easy vanish. This is real unfortunate. I really wish the devs would fix that. But if you do 4 charge, that's what happens. You get the medium range. But perfect smash, cancel and start mashing. Now let's talk about the best Vanishing Assault, my personal opinion, not your long range, the medium range. Now the medium range Vanishing Assault has a grand total of uses. First, it's plus unblock for character dependent, of course, depends on your cancel timing, and second, has a whole lot of funny gimmick uses like this. Note that it's always better to whiff that attack than it actually is to hit it, because if you whiff it, it gives you more time to react. Also, if your opponent does vanish the medium range Vanishing Assault, which yes it is vanishable, you're safe. Hello guys, editing Mikelo over here. I forgot about Giants. Giants only have 2 Vanishing Assaults. They have the long range, and their medium range functions like the close range. So they just like double them together. They can't punch cancel. They also cannot, they can Vanishing cancel. That's it for Giants. Let's get back to your likely scheduled Mikelo content. Depending on the character. And I was like about the Vanishing Assault defensive units, fuck. The defensive uses. One, there's the classic get out of jail combo, fuck, but you're digging in me. I didn't mean like that. So you can use it to escape out of combos like that. They didn't nerf it, so it's not that useful. But it's still a fun way to make your opponent go like you're charging up a smash without having enough attack momentum. Shame on you. You can also use it to, boom, counter rush high speed movements. Is what I would say in a perfect world, but you can just again rush high speed movements again after that punch you do after the rush high speed movements. Please devs nerf rush high speed movements by making it cost 1 bar or by giving it a cooldown and keeping it the same cost. I could honestly care what you do less. But 1 bar is what it was in the old games. I wish it was like that. But if you use Vanishing Assault like to counter rush high speed movements, let's say for instance your opponent rush high speed movements and then goes into a smash like this, you can just Vanishing Assault before they do the smash and you counter them. You can also use the rush. You can also use the Vanishing Assault to counter sidestep into triangle buttons. Just know that depending on what triangle they have, like what step and smash, step and chain they have, does variable on what kind of use you will get out of it. Like if it's flying kicks, you need a character with long flying kicks animation. You can also Vanishing Assault rush supers like that. I also seen some clips online on when people do this. Sometimes they did it like on the same frame it would touch them, which does break the animation and does allow you to grab them out of it. I'm not skilled enough to do that shit. And I will never be skilled enough to do that shit. You can also use Vanishing Assault to counter good old fashioned explosive waves. It's a tight timing depending on your character. With Diamond Goku, it's same timing as if you're doing your Hercule, a 1 frame. And it's very late. But that's it for the video. Hope you guys have a fun one. And please, if you learn anything from this video, use any gameplay. And just mess around with the game. Have one good one. Bye bye.